Thank you so much for coming to chat to us. Could you start by introducing yourself and the company that you work for?
Well, it's good to see you, Caitlin, and I'm Paul Rodgers. I chair an organisation called Vendorcom. Vendorcom brings together the key players in the merchant payments ecosystem.
Can you tell me a little bit more about Vendorcom?
Yeah, Vendorcom's been actually going 20 years this year. So I launched it in 2003 during the rollout of chip and pin. And it's amazing what's happened over the course of that last 20 years. So it started off really to bring together the key players, all stakeholders, with a focus mainly on merchant payments, because we think there's a big enough focus and there's so many topics in that area that it's worth focusing on distinctly. But we're covering all payment types, all payment channels, all merchant market sectors, and then the issues that underpin the industry, regardless of payment type, merchant market sector or payment channel. We believe that framework of how you get to grips with merchant payments is so important. It's not just about retail. So many folks say, oh yeah, merchant payments, that's retail. We look at the airlines to vending and everything in between. We look at, as I say, all payment types. People forget about cash. It's still really important. And we want to make sure that all those payment types are really well understood.
So can you talk to me a little bit about how do you see consumer expectations evolving this year?
Well, it's really interesting when you look at the expectations from consumers, because frankly, they're really struggling in terms of the economic situation. And I think as an industry, we are a little bit isolated from that. We're relatively wealthy, we're relatively technologically advanced, and we can be continuing to make the decisions based on the way we've always seen decisions having been made in the past. And I think we need to demonstrate much more empathy out there with what's going on to the average person on the street, if you can describe it like that. Ultimately, we're seeing some movement back towards cash, because cash is a great tool to budget with, but cards still continue to be really strong. So I think folks are looking for confidence that they're going to be protected and going to be secure in their payments, and that they'll be able to make payments in the most convenient way possible. So all of the same drivers that we've seen for many years, but they're perhaps just coming to the fore as being more relevant right now. And I think we're still seeing focus on innovation, but I think you need to build much stronger arguments to bring innovation into the market right now. Absolutely.
And not your first time at MPE, I believe.
Definitely not my first time. Been here many years.
Excellent. How are you finding the event?
It's great. It's actually really interesting to see a whole bunch of new suppliers and exhibitors, and it's always great to see real live merchants coming to the show. I'm still a little bit skeptical from time to time when folks go on stage and say, we know what merchants want, when I'm really not sure they do. And so I think we need to hear that merchant voice coming through really strongly. And I think to a very good degree at this show we do.
Great, and you are speaking on a few panels, I believe.
I am. I've taken a little bit of a back seat in that I'm not moderating so many sessions this year, but I'm still there on, I think it's 4 or 5 panels. And so we're very much looking forward to being on stage.
And can you talk to me a little bit about what you're going to be talking about in some of those panels?
Yes, a lot of the focus is on regulation, and I'm not surprised at all. I have for very many years said that regulation determines the pace and the direction of change in this industry, and I still believe that really strongly. So we're looking at what might lie in store for PSD3, and that's anybody's guess, to be honest. SCA, I hope we can do something about that as PSD3 comes down the line, but I'm still to be convinced that the different regulatory groups and different government groups really are paying enough attention on why merchant payments is a distinctive payments domain all by itself. And until they recognize merchant payments as distinct from other forms of back-end outbound payments and as very distinct from banking, then we're not going to make any real significant progress. And that would be a shame for the economies of Western Europe and the EU.
And can you talk to me a little bit about what's new for Vendorcom this coming year, or any exciting developments to come?
Yeah, so from a Vendorcom perspective, we've completely re-engineered our membership model. So still very much a membership organization, but we're seeing not just Vendorcom continue as our vendor community, hence the name, but we're seeing more and more merchants join Vendorcom because they've recognized that it's one of the few opportunities to get access to really authentic, independent information to make their decisions on. So we've completely revamped our membership model. Membership for people wanting to draw information out of the community. Membership level for folks want to both draw it out and share it and build their relationships. But most significantly is our new Shaper level membership, which is looking at organizations that say, yeah, we're reasonably happy with what's going on at the moment, but we see that the industry is going to continue to evolve and we want to help shape what that new future looks like. But we're seeing so many more merchants join from all sectors, and that's what really gives me a lot of pleasure.